G'day guys, and welcome back to Vermont Wildlife Science Station on YouTube. It is a warmer day out. There's a slight breeze. We're going outside for a little bit of a trek. It's beautiful out today. I don't even have my coat on. It's, let's see here, what's the temperature right now here? 41 with a slight breeze. I think it might be just a little bit higher than that. Yeah, that breeze is nice. A little chilled in the shade, but nothing major. Have a go at this. Oh, you beauty. What we got here, snow melt, as you can see. Take a look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous? That's a maple tree, half dead. I always leave dead trees if they're not going to be a problem for wires or buildings, because they make wonderful habitat for all sorts of animals. So we try to leave them if they're not posing a threat in any way, and that guy certainly isn't posing a threat, so I think it's all right. So let's have a trek out here. What do we got today? I'm looking, if I spot something and I can get it on camera for you, it's the best thing ever. We're making some plans. Gonna get a few things going this year besides, thought I heard something there for a second, sorry. We're gonna get a few things going this year besides getting the back end, which I'll show you in a sec here, dug out. And whoa, majorly whoa, have a go with that. That is a paw print, and that's a very large paw print. That is not a dog. That is something, I have no idea if I'm getting it, but right there. Holy smokes. We do have an 85-pound cat that lives in our backyard. She's a little bobcat, not a lynx. We do have lynx, but this was not a lynx. This is definitely a bobcat. She got a little bobtail, and there are pictures of her. And I think she was around here when the ground was wet and soft, because that looks like one of her feet. I think she was hunting squirrel. But back onto, there's another one. There's a few paw prints right through. Oh heavens, yes. And me without any plaster of Paris, I would make. She dug there too. Check that out. Digging in. Paw print, paw print, paw print. 3 paw prints, maybe 4, 5. One there. A couple of indents going that way. You beauty. Some fresh rabbit poo too. Yep, fresh rabbit poo. We have a lot of eastern cottontails here. Back on track now. I'm so sorry guys, I tend to ramble when I find things. We're going to be getting the backyard cleared this year. It might take all year, but we'll get it cleared. And then we're going to be clearing out a spot for our chook pen, which is our chicken coop. I like to use the Australian term for chickens, chooks. It just sounds cool. And we're going to have about 6 laying hens. And then at some point we're going to be clearing out the spot for our greenhouse. We're going to have a greenhouse at some point. Maybe not this year, maybe for next spring, but we'll at least get the spot cleared out for them. I'm going to try and keep you guys out of the sun as much as possible. I do apologize if I'm getting glared. You guys are getting glared from my phone here, from the sun. So I'm just looking around, trying to see what's going on. I will turn so you guys can see. This is all the backyard here. There's the barn. That's going to be a rehab. There's the oot hut, which is where my UTV will be stored when I get one eventually. Hopefully someday I get one. Like and subscribe. Hopefully I can build my channel up enough, be able to make enough funds, and maybe I can get a used one. I don't need anything brand new. Even if it needs to be fixed, I don't care, as long as I can get a UTV, which will help me greatly in taking care of the animals and the land, because we have 2.3 acres, and hopefully we can get a few more acres later on to extend out for more wildlife protection and more wildlife care. When I get my wildlife rehabilitator's license, I'm going to need plenty of land to be able to house them properly in release pens when they're getting ready to hack back out into the wild. And squirrels have been digging. You can see holes in the ground where they've buried acorns and such. And we have definitely had some squirrel activity. How about this? Look at all that. That's just one half of the back. It goes all the way back here, behind the barn, and all the way to those bushes there. And over to here. On the other side of those bushes is our lovely neighbor's lawn. She's a sweet lady. She loves what we do, so if we cross the border a little bit, she doesn't care. She's pretty nice. These are all the trees we planted last year. Transplanted from the front. They actually look, that one's a little tip, but they look beaut. They've actually grown. That's excellent, which means I think they're going to come back to life this year. They were a little shocked when we first put them in. They didn't look too good, but I think most of them are going to survive that transplant. This is excellent. So there's the start of our forest, because all this is going to be forest and walking trails. And over here, past this beautiful spruce here, this lovely spruce, which I've named Ellie. I tend to give trees names, I'm sorry. Ellie the spruce. Hello, Ellie. Say hi to the people. She's very pretty. Look at that. Look at those gorgeous needles. Sometimes you just have to appreciate the trees. Over here in this big pile area here, there's a big pile of old wood there that we have to clear out after we get all this overgrowth out of there. And over there is going to be a small pond. We want to be able to essentially make it where we can have a diverse area for aquatic and semi-aquatic reptiles and amphibians, turtles, frogs, and the like, to come in and house themselves right on our property so we can study them, we can watch them. Woo. And it gives us a little bit more diversity in our wildlife. Oh, that's a bird. I think that's a chickadee. Trying to see. I hear you. Can't tell if it's a chickadee or a titmouse. I think it might be a chickadee. It is a little black cap chickadee. It's a little too far away from my camera to get, guys. I'm so sorry. My camera is not good. Hopefully, if I can get some more funding, I can buy a better camera and a lapel mic so you can hear me better and I don't have to yell. Jeremy and I are going to be taking a little bit of a trek later on to better plan out what we're going to be doing next month, because next month is when we start clearing all of that out. Yay, that's going to be fun. And we're going to be ordering our equipment that we saved up for. Next month we'll have the rest of the funds for that. It's going to be a yard sweeper to get all of the holy guacamole. Hold on, guys. That's a crow. But what was that other thing I heard? Yeah, I hear you, bud. What was that other thing I just heard? I have no idea if I caught that on camera. You hear a lot of blue jays, a lot of chickadees, a lot of other types of birds. I hear cardinals and such. I'm getting very used to the bird calls, but that particular call I've never heard before. I think with the tapping, I'm not sure if I picked that up, it might be a woodpecker of some form, and that's what I'm just kind of standing still and taking a look for. I'll just kind of pan you around here. Sorry if the camera's shaking a bit. I don't have it on a very stable stick thing, selfie stick thing, I think that's what they're called. And the wind's kind of blowing it real easy, so I need to get a better one of these as well. But I'm just taking a look around, so you're going to take a look around with me. Have a go with that oak tree. Look how tall that is, right? Up front here we have an elm tree, and right next to that, between the oak and the elm, we have an elder spruce. And then of course you have your maple over there, Bunny Hollows right there with all those big bushes, and that fills right in. We let that happen. I hear the blue jays. Blue jays are going crazy. That's the entire backyard there. I hear you. You beauty. So yeah, we got the little cat tracks there. There's definitely cats out here. So we're going to be able to start clearing out that back lot starting next month, guys, if everything thaws out the way it's been going. Temperatures are getting up there and I'm really enjoying it. we'll be going outside a lot more, making a lot more videos for you guys to see. Hopefully building up this wonderful channel to something a lot greater than it is at the moment. Maybe you'll be able to watch us take that barn and turn it into a wildlife rehab. Take that oot hut. Let me tighten down my hat before I lose it. Take that oot hut and actually turn it into the... why did I nickname UTV's Oots? It has to do with Steve Irwin and what he called his truck. His truck is a Ute. And for whatever reason, the UTV ended up being Ute. So that's my little nickname for it. Have a go at this birch tree. Try not to get you too far into this, so have a go at this birch tree. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. Beautiful trees. Over here at Bunny Hollow, we call it Bunny Hollow. It's just one of our favorite spots. Just like over there is Camp Buns that we just walked through. This is Bunny Hollow. And this is what we call a shelter belt. And a shelter belt is pretty much left as is with the overgrowth and the bushes and things. We don't do too much trimming except for at the very edge, and we mow around it. It's used to give wildlife shelter. And in there is where mama deers come in and bed their babies in the spring. It is gorgeous, and some of the best photos I can ever take is when the moms bed their babies down and then walk away to go find food. I creep out very quietly, very carefully, and I do not touch the babies, but I do get some beaut pictures, and I will form a slideshow video for you guys to see at some point of some of the awesome photos I've taken on this property so far. Again, we're not doing too much on our Facebook page, so, you know, there's photos over there if you want to go check them out. But it's just, I'm not doing much over there. I'll promote the YouTube page mostly, but I'm trying to avoid it. The toxicity of that, again, I don't really want to go into it a lot, but the toxicity over there is just rampant, so I'm trying to back away from it a bit. I know you need social media to promote, but limit it if it's starting to become a hazard to your mental health. And they are definitely becoming a hazard to my mental health. This tree here is gorgeous, this old maple tree. It's got a lot of hollows in it. The pileated woodpecker we have, we nicknamed him Woody. He's a big boy. He's about the size of my shin. That's how big he is. And he has taken off quite a bit of this. As you can see, there's some big holes in there. I'm not sure if I'm catching him on camera, but like right in the center there is a big hole that he did. There's a hollow on this side that he dug out. And then if you notice that this one in the center here, I'm not sure if I'm getting it on camera, but it broke off. That part is actually over here in our woodshed, which I'll show you guys. This actually has what we like to affectionately call a canoe in it from Woody, who hollowed it out to get bugs. The canoe is on the other side of it, but this is part of that tree that broke off during the winter storm last year. Well, it was this winter, but you get my drift. The canoe is in the other side, and I'll be taking measurements and pictures before we cut this thing up for firewood. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely want to be careful. You don't want to stick yourself on this guy here. That'll take your leg right off. But that was a bit of a walkabout, guys. The wind, I can't say it's terrible. It was nothing like it was the other day. I'm not freezing half to death, and it's going to be even warmer later. We are only going on, we are like 10:03 in the morning, right? So relatively early. It's going to be far warmer in the afternoon, probably in the upper 40s, lower 50s. I have an outdoor thermometer out here that registers in my bedroom, so I can see the temperature. And me and Jeremy will come out. We'll probably take another video then for you guys to see, and hopefully be able to talk you through some of the plans that we have out back. I'm so sorry if I stop. If I tend to stop, it's because I'm listening. One of the main importance when you're outside, especially in the wild, you got to use your senses, and if you know how to use them. Being a community wildlife scientist, I've been one since I was 7 years old, going on 8, all the way back in 1997. I love that I've been in this so long. is I've trained my senses of sight, hearing, and smell. Despite the fact that my sight's slightly lagging since I have glasses now, and I have since I was 16, my sense of hearing and my sense of smell have gotten a little bit stronger. I can tell when a rainstorm's coming, not just by my joints, but also by the smell in the air. I can smell musk if a deer is near, and it's the musking season where they're getting, they're being territorial and they're getting ready to find a mate. The ruck, when they start rucking and they start smashing their antlers together. We have beautiful bucks that come through here, especially in early summer when they have the velvet on their antlers just before they scrape it all off, and late summer, early fall for the rucking season. This is beautiful. We should be having some deer come through very, very shortly, very soon. And that's a little bit of a chill. And in having that, we'll be able to start seeing babies, and that's when I'm going to get some really cute photos. Just remember, guys, if you're going to take photos of babies that are in your yard, please don't touch them. Just leave them alone and take a photo and back away. You don't want to disturb the babies. You don't want to disturb the babies. You don't want mom to get upset. You don't want a predator to locate the babies, which is the whole point of them hiding. So take a photo, walk away. You can talk sweetly to them, but talk in a very bare whisper, because you will agitate them, you'll scare them a bit. So definitely, just make sure you're gentle with them. You don't touch them. They're not pets. And only time you touch a baby deer is if the mother is dead and you need to call a warden. Wrap it in a blanket, call a warden immediately. Do not try to keep the baby and feed it. Not good. Wardens have to take it to a special rehabber for that, and usually it's somewhere upstate where there's possibly a big game rehabber. I'm not quite sure. I don't have that information. If you want information about how they take care of lost orphan baby deer, call the local game warden. That's the best thing I can tell you, because I have very little information on that. They don't give out a lot. But you can definitely only touch them if you absolutely have to. We're heading into spring now, so baby season is definitely on the way, or well underway for certain species. Squirrels, rabbits, I think even chipmunks are starting to have babies now, and other critters. So we're going to be watching for any orphans that come to us. If we get bunnies or possums or anything like that, I have to call Karen Rose, and she will come take them. She's a licensed rehabber. I am not yet. I can only deal with non-protected species. Fur bearers, such as rabbits and such, they have to be taken care of by somebody with a permit. Just because you know how to do it doesn't mean you legally can. So we have to fall within the laws, and that's important. Laws are important. If you find a baby, don't give it any food. Keep it warm. Get it to a rehabber immediately. If you don't know how to find a rehabber, do a Google search. Local wildlife rehabbers near me, and it will be able to show you a list of rehabbers that you can give a call to, whoever's closest, and you might be able to get some help. There's also GMAD on Facebook, Green Mountain Animal Defenders on Facebook. They are an organization that helps get animals the care they need. So they can help you find a rehabber. If you don't know where to look, it's okay. Just do not feed the babies anything. Keep them warm. That's the most important thing. No water, no milk, no nothing. Keep them warm. Keep them in a container. Keep them indoors if you can. Keep them away from your pets. And get them to a wildlife rehabber immediately. Even if you can't find a rehabber close to you, and there's somebody like me that's close to you, who is a non-licensed, non-protected species rehabber, I do have the knowledge to take care of this animal for a longer period of time until a rehabber can get it. So if that is an option for you, you can even contact me if you're in my area. I'm in southwestern Vermont, and I will help you out. Karen Rose is also in southwestern Vermont, so I don't think it'll be too long. But even in the middle of the night, I'll take a animal case just to make sure that the animal is stabilized before the rehabber can get to it. Some rehabs don't run 24 hours a day. When mine gets up, and I do have my license and I do have my staff, because I do plan on training a staff and getting them licensed as well, We're going to continue to train more staff and get them licensed, and more and more and more. And these are volunteer staff, mind you, because I volunteer myself. The more staff we have, we'll be able to run our rehab 24/7, 365, and that will make it a lot easier for wildlife emergency intakes to be done, because a lot of rehabs can't function 24/7. Mine's going to be not just a private rehab facility, but an actual rehab facility that's going to be a bit larger. It's going to take a long time to build. It really is. But I hope you join me for that journey. That's going to be real fun. It's going to be quite a challenge, quite a fun thing to do, but we will get there. We'll get there slowly but surely, and you'll be able to follow us every step of the way. We're building it from the ground up. Vermont Wildlife Science Station is still in its infancy. It's a little bit more advanced than it was when it first started, but I'll tell you, it's going to build a lot bigger than this. And hopefully someday I can get enough funding where I can get enough land for wildlife protection. I can get buildings, sorry for the wind, and I'll be able to build a wildlife hospital. With that wind gust, that's a bit chilly, and the door just whipped right open like that, I think that's a signal to get inside and stop rambling. It's been 21 minutes, my goodness, I'm sorry guys. And come in here, get a little bit warm. And again, I do want to build a wildlife hospital. At some point, I want to build a rescue unit. I want to build all kinds of things in my facility. Vermont Wildlife Science Station is a science station where community wildlife scientists come together. We do tests. We test out ideas on how to make wildlife habitat better, rehab techniques, land management and wildlife management techniques, that kind of stuff. And if we find anything significant, or we design something that's significant, we can share that information freely with the entire state and with the Vermont Wildlife Department. We monitor the wildlife in our local area. If we catch something like a disease spreading very quickly, we can take that information and share it with the state. If we find a rare species, we can report it to the state, and those statistics can be very important. That's what being a community wildlife scientist is about. But I want to be more than just a wildlife scientist. I want my facility to do wildlife science, habitat and wildlife management, rehabilitation, conservation, teaching people about how they can do this on their own property in the sense of proper land management, how to make it more wildlife friendly, how to coexist with certain animals such as bear and deer and things like that if you don't want them in certain spots, how to get more species on their land for watching, for observing and just enjoying, how to compost appropriately, doing gardens, how to make your own honey and syrups and things like that. It's all part of it, and it's something that I would love to extend as an educational program, free of charge, mind you. None of this is about money. We need money, but none of this is about money. It's not about it. I don't want to offer people to come in, pay me a lot of money for this. I want to teach them. I just want to give them the power of knowledge. Knowledge is power, and it's very important. I just want to build this thing up so big that it's going to be the biggest facility in Vermont, which offers a ton of different options and gives the wildlife and the people who help the wildlife the best resources possible to make that job easier, to help landowners be more educated, to help conserve our forests, to help recycle better, to help people learn how to grow their own food if they're not well diverse in that. Some people aren't, and that's okay. We'll teach people how to tap their own trees safely where the tree is healthy and they can still get syrup, and how to boil it down. You don't need a big vat to do that. You can do it over a fire with a pot or even on your stove. If you don't know how to do that, that's okay. I want to teach you how to do that. And slowly but surely, as we build the Wildlife Science Station up, we'll be able to do that together. And there'll be videos and photos and tutorials and all kinds of things. So this channel is going to be massive by the time it gets going with a good foothold. But the real trick is trying to get more subscribers to spread the word, and that way we can have more people watch, our videos and watch us grow from the beginning to however far it's going to roll these years. Things might be slow. I might not post every single day. I might post twice a week. I don't know. I have no idea yet. I'm not much of a content creator. I was never taught. Technology and videos and things like this are all new to me. So please forgive me if I stumble my words, if I'm not great on camera. I'm working on it. We'll learn together. That's okay. So with that, guys, I hope you join me. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so that way you can see when I do post new videos, if I can get them to post properly, because I'm still new to that as well. And please remember to stay safe, stay warm until this warm weather rolls in. It's coming soon, guys, I promise. And we'll catch you here next time at Vermont Wildlife Science Station. See ya.